Hello, ukulele players. I hope you're having a nice day today, and if you're not, I hope that somehow by playing music and enjoying a song, which I think is always one of the best things that you can do when times can be troubled, which they can be, that you sing a song. Now, this is a very pretty Patsy Cline song called Walkin' After Midnight. It is a bit on the sad side, but it's a classic, so I try and do songs from different genres and some of the more classic ones, hoping that if people know them, they're going to want to learn to play them. So this is a three chord song. C7 still counts as the root chord. We're in the key of C. I'm going to put this in the intermediate level just because there's a few elements, the strum, and I'm trying to make that definitive line, but I'm still going to keep uploading to the beginners just so they have new material. So you'll see the chart in the description box, Walkin' After Midnight, and it's in 4/4 time. As always, I suggest a steady down strum at a learning tempo and then slowly. You know, a learning tempo, if you were going to use a metronome, would probably be, if a clock is 60 clicks per minute, you know, real learning tempo could be like 40 even, like very, very slow and regular. Sorry, I'm still getting over this cold, and it's been a bit of a coughing cold, you know, one of those ones where you're just coughing a lot. So we will see what we can do here. So the alternate strum, so 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you could do 5 strums, no, 2, 4, 6, sorry, 7 strums. So beat 1 being a down all to itself, so that's a quarter note. And then beats 2, 3, and 4 would be considered eighth notes. You're making 2 sounds per beat. So that would be beat 1 being counted 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and in terms of direction of your strumming, it would be down and then your ghost and down, up, down, up. Okay, so we've got, I just have a very simple intro. I usually keep it very simple. 1 bar of C, and then there is a pickup note, which I remember to indicate on this one. It's on the beat of 4. So as we've talked about before, not all melody lines, which is the part you're either singing or you could be picking, start on the beat of 1, depending on how the person who wrote the song was inspired, you know, to create the song, and then we just wrote it down. Okay, so let's do a nice easy strum. Actually, sorry, we are in tune, of course. We've got this arm coming across, pulling in, loose wrist, right? It's at a 45. We're not letting it run off on that. And if it is, we don't move our body around it. We pull the instrument back, and then we're aligning our thumb with the 2nd fret space, flat against the neck, fingers extended, full octopus, look down, and then you can position that first C chord there if you want. Very simple chords in this one, but like I say, we're going to put it in the advanced beginner level. 1, 2, 3, I go a-walking. We didn't do our vocal. Warm up out in the moonlight, just like we used to do. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. One thing I wanted to mention, and you'll see on the chart that I've written in brackets 2 under the F chord and the G7 chord in the bottom line of that first chunk. That is because those chords are only getting 2 beats each. So I don't maintain the strum pattern on that. I just do 2 downs there. So let's take it again from the beginning now that you have got that figured out there with the 2 beats each. 1, 2, ready, play. 1, 2, I go a-walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just like we used to do. I'm always walking, here's to midnight, searching for you. I walk for miles along the highway, well that's just my way. I'll say and I love you, I'm always walking after for you. A bar of C7 pushes it forward. See a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Maybe he's crying for me. And as the skies turn gloomy, night will whisper to me, how lonesome as I can be. I go on walking after midnight in the starlight, like when I was walking after. I should have put C7 there at the end of that bar. I start to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Maybe he's crying for me. And as the skies turn gloomy, night winds whisper to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. I go on walking after midnight. I'm in the starlight, hoping you may be walking after 1, 2. And then you can do a quick little sassy ending. Hopefully you're starting to notice that the root chord going to the 5th, so in this case C to G7 or G, gives you that ending sounding, right? You're as people who've listened to music your whole lives, there's a lot of information that you have that you don't realize that you have. No matter what the key, if you go from the root chord, the main chord and the main pitch of the song, up to the 5th from that chord, it will sound like an ending, because we're taught that that is what that is meaning, and it just sounds good to us to do that. Okay, so don't forget to do your vocal warm-ups and your ear training. Your open strings are really good to do that with. Let's just do that before we sign off today. La. Of course, your strings are in tune each time. You're sitting down, you're doing that, E, La. So you've gone up C, D, E, 2 steps. La. Let's jump between the each. La, 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 La. And then G up top, making the ukulele unusual. La. Unless you have a low G, which is fun, but not necessary. And then the A. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed that song and that you'll add it to your repertoire and get some more playing under your belt. And I will see you next time. If you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a like, share, subscribe to my channel, and possibly pass it on. If you have a ukulele group or people that you know, you could share it to that page so that other people could access the lessons if you thought they would be beneficial for people that want to join into different groups. And so I will leave you with that, and I'll see you next time.